This is African News 24 TV. I'm ADIM, and here are the stories shaping politics, sports, and global affairs right now. We bring you the headlines that demand attention. Stay tuned as we uncover today's top stories. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reaffirmed his administration's determination to defeat banditry and terrorism across Nigeria, assuring citizens that ongoing security efforts will yield lasting peace. Tinubu was speaking in Yola, the Adamawa state capital, during the commissioning of projects executed by Governor Umaru Fintiri, where he commended the sacrifices of the Nigerian armed forces and pledged continued support for security personnel. Tinubu also praised the efforts of National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, describing him as a source of pride for Adamawa and the nation. He expressed confidence that with Ribadu's leadership, Nigeria would ultimately triumph over terrorism and criminal gangs. Still in security, the Defense Headquarters has announced the arrival of about 100 United States military personnel and associated equipment at Bauchi Airfield. The Defense Headquarters in statement said the deployment followed deliberations between the Nigerian delegation and its counterpart from the United States during a recent working group engagement. The DHQ said the deployment was planned and executed after a formal request by the federal government for support in clearly defined areas of military training, technical assistance, and intelligence sharing from the armed forces of Nigeria. He further explained that the cooperation will provide access to specialized technical capabilities aimed at strengthening Nigeria's capacity to deter terrorist threats and improve the protection of vulnerable communities across the country. Meanwhile, former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, has been detained by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in Abuja over allegations of mismanagement and corruption involving 432 billion naira during his tenure from 2015 to 2023. El-Rufai, a chieftain of the African Democratic Congress, arrived at the EFCC headquarters in Jabi following an official invitation. He was interrogated for several hours before being held overnight. Sources within the anti-graft agency confirmed that the detention is linked to findings from the 2024 Kaduna State House of Assembly report, which accused his administration of misappropriating loans and violating due process in contract awards. And to politics. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Professor Yilwatda, has reaffirmed the party's 60-40 leadership sharing formula between the defectors and existing APC members in Kano State. Yilwatda, who spoke during a visit to the governor of Kano State, Abba Yusuf, praised the unity and support shown by APC members in Kano, describing the turnout as a meeting as impressive and indicative of the party's strength in the state. He commended key party leaders including Yusuf Gawuna and Senator Barau Jibrin for supporting the governor's vision, and former APC National Chairman Abdullahi Ganduje for his contributions to the party's growth. And in other news, Nigerians traveling to the United Kingdom will no longer receive visa stickers in their passports from February 25, 2026, as the British government has rolled out an electronic visa system. The British High Commission in Nigeria, in a statement, said that the new e-visa will replace the physical vignettes previously issued to applicants in Nigeria. Under the new arrangement, successful applicants will access their immigration status online through an account with UK Visas and Immigration, rather than having a visa sticker placed in their passports. The Commission explained that all existing application procedures remain the same, and applicants are still required to submit their forms, attend a visa application center to capture biometric data, and meet the relevant eligibility conditions. The West African Examination Council has released the results of the 2025 second series computer-based West African Senior School Certificate Examination for private candidates. This was announced in a statement issued by the acting head of the Public Affairs Unit of the WAEC National Office in Lagos, Moyoshola Adeshina. Adeshina stated that the candidates may check their results by visiting the WAEC site to confirm the status before proceeding to the digital certificate platform to access released digital certificate copies. And in business news, the federal government has announced plans to raise 800 billion naira through its February bond auction as part of efforts to finance budgetary obligations and sustain public spending. The Debt Management Office disclosed the borrowing plan in its latest bond offer circular published on Monday. According to the circular, the auction is scheduled for February 23, 2026, with settlement on February 25, 2026. The issuance will be executed through 3 reopened Federal Government of Nigeria bonds. The Nigeria Customs Service has firmly denied allegations that it manipulates foreign exchange rates applied in import and export valuation. In a statement issued by its Deputy Controller and National Public Relations Officer, Abdullahi Yilwatda, the service clarified that all forex rates used on a digital clearance platform are officially transmitted by the Central Bank of Nigeria. Customs stressed that it has no authority to set or alter exchange rates, countering speculation that recent fluctuations in valuation were influenced internally. Yilwatda explained that the clarification became necessary following public commentary linking customs valuation practices to investor behavior and broader concerns about forex pricing. He emphasized that the agency's role is strictly to implement rates provided by the CBN, ensuring compliance and transparency in the trade facilitation. And in foreign news, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has warned that Russia could intensify its strikes ahead of upcoming peace talks in Geneva, cautioning that Moscow may attempt to strengthen its position before negotiation begins. Speaking during a national address, Zelensky said Ukraine remains alert to the threat of renewed attacks on critical infrastructure and frontline cities. His warning comes as international mediators prepare to host fresh discussions aimed at easing tensions and exploring potential pathways towards ending the conflict. Ukrainian officials say security forces are on heightened alert, particularly in regions that have previously experienced missile and drone assaults. Zelensky reiterated that Ukraine supports diplomatic efforts, but stressed that any agreement must respect the country's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Secretary General Antonio Guterres has renewed calls for accelerated decolonisation efforts in Western Sahara and 16 other territories still listed by the UN as non-self-governing. Addressing a UN committee, Guterres emphasized the organization's continued commitment to ensuring the right to self-determination for peoples living in those regions. Western Sahara remains one of the most contentious cases with long-standing disputes over its political status. The UN has been involved in efforts to facilitate dialogue between the parties concerned, though a lasting resolution has remained elusive. And on a sad note, Reverend J.C. Louis Jackson, Sr., a towering figure of the American civil rights movement and two-time presidential candidate, has died at the age of 84. His family confirmed that he passed away peacefully this morning in Chicago, surrounded by loved ones. Jackson, a protege of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., rose to prominence in the 1960s as a passionate advocate for racial equality, voting rights, and economic justice. He later founded the Rainbow Push Coalition, a social justice organization that became a powerful voice for marginalized communities across the United States. And welcome to sports. Nigeria's hopes of securing a place at the 2026 FIFA World Cup remain uncertain after World Football Governing Body FIFA delayed its ruling on the eligibility dispute involving the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Nigeria Football Federation had petitioned FIFA in December 2025, alleging that DR Congo fielded ineligible players during the decisive African playoff clash last November. The Super Eagles lost that match on penalties, missing out on automatic qualification and leaving their World Cup dreams hanging on the outcome of the protest. NFF President Ibrahim Gusau confirmed that the Federation is still awaiting communication from Zurich, urging fans to disregard unverified reports circulating online. Senegal's head coach, Pape Thiaw, has praised the resilience and quality of Nigeria's Falconets despite his side's defeat in their FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifier clash. Speaking of the match, the Senegalese tactician acknowledged the physical strength and tactical discipline of the Nigerian team, describing them as one of the strongest sides in African women youth football. The Falconets dominated key phases of the encounter, showcasing their experience and depth as they secured a crucial advantage in the qualification race. Senegal fought hard throughout the contest, but struggled to contain Nigeria's attacking intensity and defensive organization. Despite the loss, the Senegal coach expressed confidence in his team's development, noting that the match provided valuable lessons for his young squad. He congratulated the Falconets on their performance and wished them success in the next stage of the qualification campaign. In entertainment, Pelumi Olajegbesi, legal representative of Sophia, has issued a stern warning to music star Davido and his supporters amid the ongoing child custody dispute between the former couple. In a statement released on social media, Sophia's lawyer cautioned against what he described as acts of harassment, intimidation, and online bullying directed at his client. According to the legal team, Sophia has continued to face backlash from fans since the custody battle became public, stressing that such actions could negatively affect the well-being of the child involved. The lawyer emphasized that custody matters should be handled strictly within the confines of the law and not through social media pressure or public sentiment. American music chart platform Billboard has come under heavy criticism after reportedly describing Nigerian singer Rema as one-hit wonder. The label, which surfaced online following a chart-related conversation, sparked outrage among fans who argued that the Afrobeat star has recorded multiple global successes beyond his breakout record. Many supporters pointed to Rema's chart-topping single, Calm Down, and its remix, as well as other international collaborations as evidence of its sustained impact on the global music scene. Social media users accused Billboard of downplaying the singer's achievement, noting his sold-out tours, award nominations, and streaming milestones across major platforms. And that's all for now. For ongoing coverage and the latest breaking updates, visit africanews24.ng and follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Mary Adim. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.